In a previous short, I called this the SKS belt kit, basically because I was carrying an SKS and I had stripper clips in the mag pouches. Today I'm going to break down this belt kit. I'm going to show you how this system goes together, things to consider, and also if you're looking for other pouches to add or create your own system, I'm going to show you some pluses and negatives to consider when you're putting your kit together. This is a British padded hip belt and it is in the size medium. This British padded hip belt was originally designed during the GWAT era, so it was designed to wear with the Osprey ballistic vest. This British MTP padded hip belt has 4 attachment points, 2 in the front and 2 in the rear. And it comes with a Y-yoke harness, which I sometimes use. The way that this works is these clips simply slide under the D-ring and then just hold in place. So I have this yoke harness already taped and preset because I also use this with my CAD pad belt. A lot of times I like to use this as just as a standalone rig. Now that's why I purchased the Condor H harness. So it has a 4-point strap attachment system. So once you put your harness through the D-ring and then bring it back through the strap, you get it adjusted to the right position, and then all I did is taped off the excess strap. That way they're not flopping around. Now this padded H harness system is similar to what you will see on a lot of more modern PLC systems like personal load carrying equipment. In America they call it LBE, load bearing equipment. So you've got some padding, a back panel, there is some ventilation up here in the top. So this works really well for just giving really good support to your whole rig. The MOLLE straps that come with this British field pack, this is actually a gas mask pack, are not very rigid like the straps on the pouches. So this is why I've also ran my strap also through the D-ring, because this is basically, because this is a field pack, it's like a satchel. So it has a shoulder strap and there was like a little leg strap. So I removed all that and then ran my straps through the D-ring on the belt and then the D-ring on the butt pack. So what that does is helps to really support it when you're carrying some kit in here. So this field pack really makes a great butt pack just because it has lots of Velcro and some extra snaps to get that secured in place. Now if you needed a little bit extra expansion, you can unzip it and then this will create even a little bit more expansion. So say you had just at the last minute you had some extra kit or something you want to throw in there. So that is kind of a really great feature with this field pack that was designed for a gas mask, but actually works really great as an efficient butt pack. Here you can see the designation for the yoke webbing MTP. So this comes with the padded hip belt, if you can find that online on eBay, and it also comes with a roll type buckle. So here you can see hip belt MTP size medium. Now I have a 36-inch waist and the medium size for me is absolutely perfect. I think if your size of your waist starts getting upwards, I would say maybe to 40 inches, you might want to look at a large padded hip belt system. Now the roll type buckle system is really just a fantastic way to support your padded hip belt around your waist. And one of the reasons being is because you're always going to be adding different layers of clothing. So this gives you immediate and quick adjustment. That's one of the reasons why I really enjoy using the adjusting roll type buckle that comes with this belt kit, because once the weather starts changing, I can quickly adjust it around my waist and always have good proper support. For a while, I did remove the adjustable roll type belt and slipped in one of these, fished it around. The only time I basically use this Cobra style Amazon belt to support the padded hip belt is basically maybe in the summer when it gets really hot and I don't need to do any adjustment. Then I simply click and the belt kit is preset, ready to go. Now this part's really important when you're setting up your belt kit for your canteen pouches. So this is really important. These two pouches that I'm currently using right now are what's basically called a utility pouch. They fit a normal USGI canteen perfectly, but you cannot get a metal cup into this size of pouch. It is just simply not gonna work. It's too tight. So you'll end up doing damage to your pouch if you try to force that in there. And the reason being is why I used these pouches to hold the canteen is because it is nice and secure. There's no flopping around. It just really sits good and snug. And also when I'm just carrying the canteens, and even if it's summer, I'm carrying my Catadin hand pump or some other type of water filter to refill my canteens from the lake. This pouch is the British water bottle pouch. So in this pouch, you can get a US metal cup in here and then put your canteen, and everything fits nice and secure in there if that's what you would want on your belt kit. So that works really well. Now there's two distinct differences here. The water bottle pouch only has 2 rows of PALS webbing. Obviously you can see the stitching broke on that one. And then what you have here is the Osprey Mark IV. This is the 100 round pouch. So you've got 3 rows of PALS webbing, which is really nice for securing it to the belt. This 100 round pouch will also let you get the canteen and water bottle. It will fit into this pouch with relative ease and sit there really nice. Now I've been considering purchasing more of these pouches and just adding them here, or if I wanted to replace the butt pack, then I would put more of these style pouches. But right now I'm just keeping the system as it is. So the 100 round pouch and the water bottle pouch will fit the US canteen and metal cup. Now carrying a knife on a belt kit is really important to me, and they can be very easily attached without interfering with any of the pouches. And the reason being is where the belt comes through the back and then where it starts to go around your side area, well, there's a little bit of a space there. So you can very easily add your knife, slide your belt through there, and add your knife. And if you want to change out knives really quickly, it can be very easily done. Just take that, put a different knife on, slide your belt back through there, and I mean, within minutes you can swap out knives. So very, very handy system. Now, if you wish to attach a dump pouch, you just have to get a little more creative. So basically what I did is looped some paracord underneath the pouches here, and then knotted it, and then so it just becomes a like a dangling pouch. And this works really well for me when I want to, say, collect some materials. If I'm not wearing a small backpack and I find some stuff on the trail, well, then I can quickly just toss it in the dump pouch. So it's a very, very easy system to support it. You just need some paracord and create a dangling pouch. These pouches are the MTP double mag pouches. So they're really great. I can get 2 of my MRX mags in here. You can get 2 metal mags. It'll fit 2 P mags. So that's really handy for getting your magazines. This is a single mag pouch, like a pistol mag pouch. And it is great for carrying a multi-tool. And if you're going to carry a multi-tool, it's really important. You can use this D-ring with a little bit of paracord and create an attachment point so that you don't lose your tool. Say that this got caught on a branch or something and you tripped. Well, then you could very easily lose your multi-tool. So it's really important to dummy cord or tether your kit. This type of belt kit system, whether you want to call it a PLCE or a LBE, works excellent with a plate carrier. So as your plate carrier sits up a little bit higher, if you were in a situation and you needed to carry extra ammo and stuff like that, say it was some type of SHTF environment, well, now you can wear your plate carrier with your belt kit setup. And these are the British surplus, the single mag pouches with the retention strap. So those are really nice and handy. This is the British surplus smoke grenade pouch. So you actually can get a couple airsoft smoke grenades will fit in there. Maybe you want to put a walkie-talkie, a mini IFAK kit. So lots of different carrying options right there. This plate carrier is made by Aussie Peelback. That is a veteran-owned Canadian company. What we have here is like a groin pouch. Now, if you had some soft armor, you could put it in there as well because there is a pocket to fit that. But this is really nice as well that you have a little extra pocket that you want to carry some items in, and then there's a retention here if you wanted to put a cat tourniquet or something like that. Now, in the past, when I've had my belt kit set up a little bit differently, sometimes I've utilized these grenade pouches, and these work really well for carrying a compass or a headlamp. So it's pretty awesome. What I simply did is removed the pistol mag pouch, and basically this sat attached with one strap, and then I had the grenade pouch sitting right there, being able to carry a compass. But right now, because of the pants that I wear with the pocket system, I'm able to carry my compass down on my thigh. I've got a whole playlist on belt kits, and so over the years I've experimented with making many different types of belt kits. Without a support system, just wearing it as a belt kit, say just for doing bushcraft or making a survival belt. Some of the kits that I designed and build were, specifically tailored just to give examples to you guys out there. What's really great with these MOLLE pouches and these hip belt systems is you can tailor this and configure it to any way that you want. Just let your imagination go. All right, I hope this helped you guys out. So you know how this a belt kit is designed and how it can also work very efficiently with a plate carrier as well. So lots of options, lots of things to consider, and all you got to do is just do some digging and some research on eBay, and then you know, find the parts and pieces that are going to work for you. Now, a couple things to consider when you're going to order off eBay. For especially those of us here in Canada, you're going to have a few extra costs. There's going to be obviously your shipping cost, and then there's going to be the government's going to hit you with an import duty cost. So if you're buying a $30 pouch, expect to pay another $30 to $40 in shipping and import fees. So, I mean, to get the kit, you're gonna have to shell out a little bit of money, but once you make that initial investment, hey, you've got the kit, you can build it, and the stuff is like very strong cordura. It's gonna last you a lifetime if you take care of it. All right, everyone, take care. We'll catch you all again. Bye now.